Hi guys, Brian here, Big B Rebooted. Thank you for joining me on another one of my bariatric videos. This is part number 8, my 6-month update. Can you believe 6 months have gone by already? Man, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has, and it's gone by quick. And my life has totally changed. Oh my, where to start? Stats. I started this journey at 388, and I go by what I weighed before my initial appointment. Now, I purposely tried to lose weight just for something, for this up here to see if it was actually something I could attain, something I could do. I started out at 388. I believe I actually weighed in at my initial appointment at 382. It's either 382 or 379. I'm not 100% sure. But I used the benchmark of 388 because that's where, on my home scale, that's where I weighed when I started keeping track. Now, my weight here at home, on my own scale, it's roughly about a pound or two, just different, a little different from what's at the, when I go to my doctor's appointment. So it's fairly accurate. So I use the 388 benchmark. Currently, I am hanging right around 265. Give a couple pounds, take a couple pounds. I've been fluctuating back and forth, but I've been stuck here on a plateau for at least 2 months. And I don't know if this is where I stop. It's only 6 months. I was told I'll lose weight all the way up to about a year, and then that's where I'll level off. So I don't know. I'm happy actually where I'm at now. If I could lose another 30 pounds, 40 pounds, that would be great. My goal initially was 200. But I think if I lost that much weight and got to 200, I would look sickly. So, I kind of give up on that goal. Like I said, if I lost another 30 or 40 pounds, I would be ecstatic. That would be my target. That's where I would like to be. 230, 220, 230. That would be cool. I haven't been that weight since I was in the military back in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, okay. Where to begin? My life has changed. My life has totally changed. I've dropped so much weight so fast that I've had to get rid of all my old clothes, which is cool. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's pretty cool. And that's one of those benchmarks that you reach. That's like, wow, yeah, I got there. Yeah, that's awesome, because honestly, it's the little things, and I've kind of figured that one out. Found that out, I guess. It's the little things. When you reach the benchmark of 100 pounds weight loss, that's awesome. When you can go to a movie theater and actually sit in the seat and not be very uncomfortable, that's awesome. I used to go to a movie theater and I'd have to sit sideways and then kind of corkscrew into the chair. Now, I can do like everybody else and just sit down, which is cool. I haven't flown yet, so, hopefully there's no more embarrassing, hey, do you have a belt extender, because that's embarrassing, man. Let's just face it. That's seriously embarrassing. Going to a doctor's office and sitting in their chairs, I would have to scrunch up to the very edge of the seat and sit with just like this much, sit on that much of the chair because I couldn't fit in the chairs. Now, I fit in and I'm just fine, Little things. And then there's big things. Like I was able to reach my goal. I wanted to ride my bike on the local rails to trails. And it's like 32, 33 miles. According to my phone, and it kept track of it, I did 32.6 or something like that miles. But I was able to do it. In one shot, I did it in just under 3 hours, which I know that's not setting the world on fire, but you know what? That's a big accomplishment for me. And that was one of my videos. That might be part 7, I think. Uh, my activity level was through the roof, and I say was, and I'm going to get to that here in a minute, but my activity level was through the roof. I was bike riding a lot. I was walking. I was on my fishing kayak, which is a pedal drive kayak. So it's sort of like a recumbent bike, the bikes where you sit down and you pedal, you're like sitting and pedaling. But I would be on that, on the water filming for my YouTube channel, and I would be on the water for 6, 7, 8, 10 hours at sometimes, and you're constantly pedaling. So that's a lot of exercise. Well, I went through, and I know they talked about it, but I didn't really, I'm not going to sit here and fib to you. I didn't really pay attention to it because of the changes that my body had gone through so fast, so quick. It threw me out. It threw me out of sorts. I was off kilter there for a little bit because, I went through something that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but I know it's fairly common. I went through depression, and that coincides with me stopping losing weight, and being stuck on the plateau. But it scared me, and I'm not going to kid about that. If you are going through any type of depression, you need to talk to somebody. You need to go out and talk to somebody. I kind of hit it, hoping that, that things would just go back to normal. I nearly lost the band I play in. I almost quit. I've been playing music since I was 13 years old, and I love music. And it just didn't matter anymore. The fishing channel that I do, I absolutely love fishing. Same thing. I was just mechanically going through stuff because honestly, I just didn't, I just didn't care anymore, and that scared me. It really, really did. I talked to my nutritionalist team. I talked to my personal doctor, my family doctor, and I got to tell you, I'm surrounded by great people. My nutritionalist team, Lynn and Elizabeth, if you guys are watching, talk to somebody. I'm blessed to have a really good team, and these guys, they're phenomenal. They're awesome. Listen to these guys. Listen to your team. They're not going to steer you wrong. It may be difficult for you to hear, and just as hard to do, but they're not going to steer you wrong. I'm going in the right direction. I've been able to gain control of how I feel about things, how I go about things. And like I said, that dovetails into the plateau that I'm on because I stopped exercising. I lost focus. It was one of those things where it's not that it didn't matter to me. It actually mattered more to me, but I just lost focus, didn't care, I guess. I don't know. It's difficult to describe. But now I'm back. I am back on target again. It's hard to do. I'm telling you guys, if you are just searching for, to find out about the bariatric procedure, which I had the Roux gastric bypass, there's a lot of things that you have to consider, and there's a lot of, it's not just like you just have surgery and things, are all unicorns and rainbows, You got to work at it. It's a work in progress. You are going to stumble, you're going to fall. But the key is to be able to get back up and get back on, back on the bike and keep going, you know what I mean? And I've had my issues. I'm not going to sit here and distort that. I've had my issues. I've gotten things back under control. I'm not eating as much as I was, because there for a minute I wasn't eating, and this is a bad thing, for real. I wasn't eating because I was hungry. I was eating because I You know, I needed that comfort that I needed, you know, just, I don't know. I wasn't eating because I was just hungry. I mean, I've cut that crap out, you know, and I realized I was heading back. I had taken, you know, one step forward and three steps back, but I got that squared away. If I can, you know, quit rambling on about it, but, um, my goodness gracious, it's been difficult. I'm not going to sit here and kid you. It's not, like I said, unicorns and rainbows. It's tough, and it really, really is. A lot of it's right here. You know, you have to take control of your life, and you have to decide what is important to you. And for me, losing weight is saving my life. And that's, my family is what's important to me. And I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for them, you know. So you have to decide what you're going to do and what you want to do, and then go for it. Okay, guys, there is one thing that I wanted to touch base on, and that is food. You know, I'm talking about what I have to eat. I got to tell you something. I really, really do. When you go through your program, most likely they're going to tell you you have to chew your food up to an applesauce consistency, and you have to eat slowly. Now, the applesauce consistency, I don't really do too much anymore. In the beginning I did. You have to. But I'm going to tell you, eating slowly is key. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you eat fast, your stomach gets full. Just like that. And what happens is, your brain doesn't get the message to shut off. So you just keep eating and eating and eating. Well, your stomach gets full and you're overfull. And then you start feeling sick. You know, and you can get dumping syndrome, which I've had one bout of, where I've actually gotten to the point where I overate and I got sick and I threw up. You know, that's just, you live and you learn. You know, you really chew your food slowly. I cannot stress that enough. You really got to do that, because if you chew your food slowly, it gives your stomach time to tell your brain, hey man, you're full, stop. And you don't reach that over full mark. Because I'm telling you, it's when you overeat, it's very uncomfortable. If you're like me, it's very, very uncomfortable. And it's, you know, you're in misery. You're just miserable for, you know, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, whatever. However long it takes to kind of, you know, let things ride through the system. But if you eat slowly, your brain will get the message and things will shut down. You know, it's like, oh, you know what, I'm full, I'm done, you know, and you're good. The other thing, they tell you, don't drink and eat at the same time. I'm telling you, man, oh my gosh, I've done it out of habit. And it's, you know, I've done it all my life. It is so hard to not have that happen, to do it. And I've done it absent-mindedly. And as soon as I did it and I swallowed the water or whatever I'm drinking, it's like, uh-oh. Because I know I'm in trouble. And believe me, it is trouble, because you feel bloated. It's miserable. You know, depending upon how much you just ate and how much you drink, you know, I've had cramps. I've had, you know, just the bloated misery feeling. It's not fun. But you can eliminate all that by not eating and drinking at the same time, and eating slowly. Slowly. Slowly is the key, I'm telling you. Okay, guys. Outside of that, I don't know what else to say. 6 months, I'm down. You know, I've lost a whole ton of weight. I've had to get rid of all my clothes. You know, I feel great. I feel great. Best decision I've ever made. You know, hands down the best decision I've made. And hopefully it's a lifesaver for me, because, you know, that's one of the reasons I did it, or one of the big reasons I did it. But, whew, my goodness gracious. To all you guys that are thinking about it, I know it's frightening. You think, man, I can't do it, I can't do it. Yes, you can do it. It's all up here. It's all up here. you can do it and be healthier, you know, and you're going to see life that you haven't had. I mean, I'm doing things now that I haven't done for 20 years or more, just because I was just too big to do it. You know, whether or not I continue to lose weight, we'll see. I was planning on just doing a 1 year video, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is doing a 9-month video here. And let's see, this is 6 months. So what, it'd be sometime in February. Just sitting here ballparking it. But, you know, I'll do a 9-month video, then do a year update. But, man, I feel great. I feel great. I feel 25 years younger. My knees don't hurt anymore. My back doesn't hurt anymore. My hips, you know, they sometimes do, but that's probably because I'm getting older. But that is what it is. If you're thinking about it, look into it. If you have questions, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask. People will answer you. You know, I can't tell you enough. There's been, I've said in every video, and I'll say it in this one. If you have questions and you want to reach out to me, you know, go to the front page or my YouTube channel, or on my YouTube channel, and go to business inquiries. Click on that little link, and that's my actual email address. You can email me. I'll message you back. For real, if you ask me questions, if I can answer them, I'll help you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just somebody who's gone through this. And it hasn't been all roses, I'm going to tell you. But, you know, the journey is only part of the story, you know. So, and it's definitely worth it. If you're thinking about it, you have questions, reach out. But okay, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. 6-month adventure, man. 6 months already. I cannot believe it. I'm down, what, 123, 124 pounds, 25 pounds. Just depends upon the day, you know. But hopefully I'll get back on track as far as losing weight. I've tried to bring my activity level back up, which was phenomenal at the very beginning. I've kind of slacked off, which I touched on that. Outside of that, man, I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, I do got one more thing to say. If you don't like winter, move south, because I'm telling you, when you lose your fluff, when you lose weight, you're going to be cold all the time, which is crazy. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and tell you thank you for every single one of you. Thank you so much for following along on both YouTube and Rumble. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to be posting more bariatric videos in the future. I'm going to do a 9-month and then a year. And also, you know, I do fishing videos and whatnot, and I'm going to try to get out and do some more of that, hopefully in the next day or so, because it's supposed to be nice. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to make any guarantees on that. But thank you so much for following along. It means a lot to me. And hopefully, the reason that I do these videos, you know, hopefully is to, you know, help people that may be questioning whether or not they want to go down the bariatric trail. You know, it's all for an informational thing. You know, you have to do you. You have to make an informed decision and go with it. I can tell you that for me, had I done it 5 years ago, I'd be so much further ahead. But I mean, I couldn't do it back then. You know, keep striving to be a better you. You know, that's the key. You losing weight, you know, you got to prioritize what's most important in your life. And for me, living and being with my family, being here for my family, is what's most important to me. So you got to make that decision. Then you just got to go for it and grab that brass ring, man, because you know that's what it's worth it. All the accomplishments and achievements that that you can reach. I mean, it's absolutely, it makes you feel amazing. But with all that having been said, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber already, please think about subscribing to the channel, either here or on Rumble. I greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. You know, But hey, it is what it is. I'm kind of rambling here, but that's who I am. So guys, take care of yourselves. Have happy holidays over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Be safe. And I will see you on the next video. See you then. Okay guys, that's going to wrap up this adventure. This adventure? I'm not in a fishing video, not. Okay guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Golly, my first shot.